Thoughts on Moist Critical's tweet a week ago on Twitch needing to start shaping up because of people moving to YouTube. Bro, I've been saying this for a long time. So listen up, okay? YouTube compared to Twitch. Let's do it. Little YouTube versus Twitch beatdown, as I say while I'm streaming on Twitch on a highlight that might get uploaded to YouTube. Kind of hilarious. But listen here. This is very important, okay? So I'm going to say it. YouTube is so much bigger than Twitch. So much bigger than Twitch. There are so many more people on YouTube than there are on Twitch. Now, the reason why Twitch is taking off at all, even though YouTube has a virtual monopoly on video sharing platforms, is simply because Twitch has a much better live streaming setup. Now, if you go to YouTube live streams, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. Nux is cheating the game. Yeah, that's what I do. Let me show you why Twitch exists. That's a better way to phrase it. Now, if you go to side, you'll see your subscriptions, like Nux Taco and Nuxamore, because I'm on my Nuxanor account. And if you keep going down here on this little sidebar that no one will ever look at because everyone's just going to be looking at the recommended videos and stuff. It's a little out of screen, but over here, it says live. So then you click live. So now that you've clicked live, you can see things that are live. Live now. It's all politics. Oh, no, never mind. There's one guy playing a game. Tim the Tatman, who was literally just bought by YouTube. He was on Twitch just a month ago. Okay? But everything else, news. Random shiz. A second actual streamer. There are 2 streamers live right now. 2! And this is the entire live tab. What? How is that possible? How is it that in the top 10 biggest streams on the entire platform has 1,700 live viewers? This makes absolutely no sense at all. It makes no sense. It's like ridiculous. Point I'm trying to make is YouTube is really, really big, but the actual live streaming setup is so bad. And that's the only reason why Twitch exists. So what YouTube does by buying a couple of live streamers here and there will definitely bring more eyeballs and interests to YouTube. But until YouTube actually sets up a system that at least semi-counters how Twitch is set up as a live streaming platform, YouTube will never win. Just because it's so not fun to use. That said, though, YouTube has the power, it has the money, and it has the ability to freaking do anything. Now, I am glad this was all mentioned and brought up to you, because if YouTube does in fact decide, let's actually take over the live streaming gaming by storm, they could buy out 30 big streamers from Twitch, which they could do easily, and actually set up a platform with discoverability, YouTube will absolutely obliterate the very tight asshole of Twitch. It's just Twitch has a much better format, and YouTube has way more people and money. So if YouTube just comes up with a good format, buys a couple of streamers, YouTube will win. It's inevitable. They're making big moves, and as long as they keep making big moves, Twitch has no chance. Can YouTube take on Amazon? So even though Twitch is owned by Amazon, you just gotta look how many eyeballs are on Twitch compared to on YouTube. And the answer is simple. There are just so many more on YouTube, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. YouTube just kind of needs to know what they're doing, and they'll take over live streaming in general. It's on their own ass that they haven't beaten Twitch yet. It's just due to, I guess, laziness or poor creative aspects on their part. But they can absolutely destroy. But yeah, no, I'm completely with Mr. Moist. Am I with Mr. Moist? Here, let me find his tweet, actually. Oh, God, look at this sexy... Anyway, not the point. Twitch doesn't have the streaming monopoly. It thinks it does. YouTube is making huge moves. If Twitch keeps spitting on its streamers, they will have real competition, bruh. I mean, I do agree with Charlie in certain ways. A, the Twitch moderation is a disaster. Everyone hates the Twitch moderation and the way Twitch does spit on streamers. So I do completely agree with that. That said, I don't even think that the spitting on streamers is the difference. I just think it's just that YouTube needs to shape up its streaming game. Twitch doesn't have the streaming monopoly it thinks it does. It'll have that monopoly until there's a platform that's as user-friendly for streaming as Twitch. And the second YouTube rolls out with something like that, Twitch will get absolutely obliterated. There's a big difference between YouTube and Twitch, okay? YouTube will absolutely screw over half of the YouTubers on the site. I take it back. YouTube will screw over every single YouTuber on the site for some reason or another. YouTube will go ahead and absolutely spit on everyone. Twitch is different though. Twitch will only spit on some people. Now this is the major difference. I would rather the equality of everyone getting spit on equally than the, I mean, I guess, racism of only spitting on people that they don't like. I don't know where I'm going with this. But Twitch needs to shape up, but I really don't think the Twitch shaping up will even help. I just think that if YouTube goes ahead and rolls out something big, YouTube will just completely take over. Sorry, can't. No Nux November. The alternative was No Nuts November, and we know that can't happen. Hey, No Nux November. Hilarious. Pretty sure you could talk about anything and make it interesting. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that actually reminds me of something I was thinking about when it comes to the massive coercion between quantum physics and hentai. Allow me to teach you gamers something very cool. This may sound random, but it's not. It's very, very on topic. Like, very on topic. It all started. Let's put chat on stream, because I'm about to like sit you down on my lap, teach you a little thing or two about the universe. Not trying to flex on this guy or anything, but it's very important. It all started with, a while back, there was this individual by the name of Heisenberg. He came up with Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and one of the very popular theories in the world of quantum physics is very cool. So Schrodinger's cat theory. A lot of people may use it like as a meme. Schrodinger's cat, is it a trap or is it not a trap? No. I'm talking about real quantum physics here. Schrodinger's cat theory is the following. If there is a cat in a room and the cat has two buttons, if it pushes one button, it lives. If it pushes the other button, it dies. Schrodinger's cat theory is that as long as we don't know which button it pressed, it is both in a state of life and death simultaneously. Now, the reason when it actually is decided in reality as to whether the cat is alive or dead is once Schrodinger looks at said cat. When Schrodinger looks at the cat, then all of a sudden, his consciousness is what closes the wave function, bringing the cat's life or death into existence. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I even mentioning all of this? It's very simple. Hentai. A lot of people say hentai is so lewd, it's so degenerate, there's so many of these disgusting tags and really weird stuff going on in the hentai-verse. How does this tie into hentai, chat? I'm glad you asked. Is hentai lewd? Hentai is both in a state of lewd and not lewd until there is a conscious mind that perceives it as lewd or degenerate. And the reason for this is exceedingly simple. If you think hentai is lewd, it's because your conscious mind views it as lewd. This is the Schrodinger's Neko theory that I have perfected in my spare time. My spare time being the last 1 minute, which I came up with on the spot. But it makes sense. I will explain further. So you're probably thinking that is not the case. Whoever created the hentai is the observing mind. He is the observant mind that collapsed the wave function to decide on whether the hentai was in fact lewd or not. Now, you're probably thinking that's the case, so it therefore has nothing to do with my personal observance to close that wave function. No, class. That is incorrect. That is an incorrect assessment entirely, because there is also a paradox discussed, again, in Schrodinger's cat theory that will disprove this entirely. Schrodinger, in this theory, also has an assistant. So, when Schrodinger looks into the room to see if the cat is alive or dead, the wave function will collapse and the cat will be either alive or dead, but that is only from the perspective of Schrodinger because it's his conscious mind that collapsed that wave function. However, Schrodinger's assistant does not yet know if Schrodinger is happy that the cat is alive or sad that the cat has in fact died. So, the reason why I bring this all up is simple. From the observant mind of Schrodinger's assistant, Schrodinger is in a state of both happiness and sadness simultaneously. Only once he sees Schrodinger does he collapse Schrodinger's wave function. So the entire world is always in a state of existence and non-existence until your own personal observant mind collapses the wave function of reality from your perspective. It's true. From the perspective of the creator of the hentai, yes, hentai is in fact degenerate. But your conscious mind, since you don't know if he viewed it as degenerate as not yet, until your conscious mind perceived it as degenerate, it stays and remains in a state of constant flux in both degeneracy and non-degeneracy until it was your mind that closed it together and that collapsed the function. So yes, pretty sure you can talk about anything and make it interesting. I think I can. Thank you. Oh, no, too much, guys. Too much. Just hopped in. This was arguably the most intellectual thing on the platform. I agree. Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate this. Yes. Absolutely. You learn philosophy from Nux. This is just basic quantum physics. Well explained? Yes, of course. Schrodinger's boob theory is well documented in Nux's philosophy. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!